There are a couple of little fun tricks. This is going to be a very quick section, but there's a couple of important tricks that I'd like to show you. One of them, I'm going to go ahead and open up the file that we just uploaded. If I can pull up my Google Docs screen again. So we have this document I've called Heavy Word Doc, which is contains a bunch of quite a lot of Swahili text in it. And there is a very simple way to leverage Google's robust translating power, and that is to go to Tools and then just click Translate Document. And what it does when I ask it to translate a document is it will leave the old document exactly as it was and create a new document that translates into a language of your choice. And I'm just going to tell it to translate into English. It doesn't give me the option to tell it what language I'm translating from. Google tries to figure that out on its own. And let's see how well it did. So I'm going to click OK. And so what we have here is it looks like the Swahili was translated reasonably well. We hope you enjoy drinking our coffee. It is a wonderful way. That doesn't sound entirely correct, but it's a close enough translation. Swahili is a difficult language. This other text that I have up here is actually French for you got to drink a lot of coffee every day. And when Google tried to translate that particular piece of text from Swahili into English, it obviously was not able to do it because it's not in Swahili. So, one language at a time, I'd have to go back, and if I have a multilingual document, I would need to perhaps be a little bit more careful in terms of translating, from one language to another. So anyhow, translation is really fast and easy inside of Google Docs. The other thing that I wanted to share with you is something that may be either an enormously huge issue for you as it is for me, or it may not be important at all, and that is keyboard shortcuts. Now, if you're inside of the Google Documents and you press Command or Control /, what you end up with is a listing of a large variety of keyboard shortcuts that you have at your disposal. One of the things, I'm a very, very avid keyboard shortcut user. I try not to use the mouse any more than I absolutely have to, just because once you know the keyboard shortcuts for doing things, you can be super fast. And so I was pleased to see that Google Docs has a pretty wide array of keyboard shortcuts available to it. So just to give you an example of a couple of them, I'll take this sentence here. It is a wonderful way, and if I select one of the words and then type Command B, it will make that particular word bolded. And you can also do, if I do Shift Command 1, was it Shift Command 1? Let me look at my thing again. I can, I'm sorry, it's Shift, it's Command Option 1. So if I type in Command Option 1, as you'll notice, these keyboard shortcuts that it shows me are all based on the Mac. These little symbols are Mac specific. If you typed at the Control / on a Windows computer, you would get a slightly different set of keyboard shortcuts. And if I do Shift Option 1, it will turn my text into the heading 1 level, or I can do heading 2 or heading 3, or I can do Command Option 0 to go back to the normal text style. So, one of the things that's just really neat about Google Docs, and also other applications inside of Google, especially Gmail, is the fact that it gives you this kind of power. And I've been begging Brian Sawyer to to spend a few hours trying to learn keyboard shortcuts, because once you get comfortable with it, you never go back. It is a huge productivity increaser. So those are just my two little residual tips for docs, and I have a whole section devoted to that, and I can certainly take questions on those topics, or I can continue moving on to presentations.
Could you show again, question from the chat room, could you show again where you got your list of shortcuts?
Sure. Well, there's two ways to do it. One of them is to just go to google.com and type in Google Docs keyboard shortcuts. And it actually has a number of different pages depending on whether you want keyboard shortcuts for presentations, documents, or spreadsheets. The keyboard shortcut for getting keyboard shortcuts in the case of the Mac is command /, and if I type command /, I get this little window. It's going to be control / inside of on a Windows computer, and I couldn't tell you what it is on inside of if you were in Unix, but it would be something /, probably command / also. If I'm inside of a presentation, I've just switched to a presentation, and I type in command /, it doesn't do anything. So that keyboard shortcut, which worked inside of documents, does not necessarily work inside of presentations. And if I open a new spreadsheet, say, here's a new spreadsheet that I'm opening up, and I press command /, it doesn't show me that pop-up window, but actually takes me to a web page that shows the keyboard shortcuts for Google Spreadsheets. So, try not to let these things frustrate you. Sometimes the exact same behavior, which really ought to be responded to in the same way, has sort of different manifestations inside of the different Google apps software packages. But when in doubt, just Google Google Docs keyboard shortcuts, and you'll get the listing. And it's a good idea to print this out and just tack it to your wall. And anytime you do something highly repetitive with the mouse, just take a look at it and see what is the keyboard shortcut. And if you have a whole lot of them packed in your head, you'll save a lot of time.
So I have another question that was actually answered in the chat room, but for the sake of the internet,
Sure.
Grapasa in the chat room would like to know if you can select the French text and translate it separately.
Sure. Well, actually, let me pull up my page again. Certainly, actually, I would wonder let me try that. I actually haven't done specifically that, and if I go to Tools, Translate, it's not going to necessarily allow me to sort of pull out an individual piece of it. I think what was the answer in the chat room?
The answer was yes.
Yes. So I guess I can translate the document again, and it'll probably ignore the English text this time and then translate the French text. That would be my guess. Well, that didn't work out. Well, let's see. I would be curious as to specifically how that was done. Obviously there are ways to do it. You could certainly just copy and paste the text into Google Translate
Well,
to get the
actually,
translation.
I'm the one who pasted that answer who put the answer into the chat room, and the yes
Yeah.
was based on not necessarily being able to translate directly in Google Docs, but knowing that I could take that sentence and get it translated by Google.
Yeah. As we showed yesterday, basically what Google Docs tries to do is it looks at your entire document and tries to figure out what the language is, and then it's an approximate judgment, and if there's multiple languages, then it's gonna give it its best guess. But definitely, Google Translate is incredibly powerful. I can copy this text and go into Google Translate and just paste this in, and actually I have this going into Italian, but it automatically detects that it's French, and when I translate to English, you must drink lots of coffee each day. That's actually a little bit stronger than than I would have necessarily thought. But yeah, so it's definitely it will give you, you will at the very least get the sense of what's being said.